Great evening, good night, good day, wherever you are in the world. Lakeisha McKnight is here. Welcome back to Leadership TKO, the night show via podcast. The entire Leadership TKO station. Thank you so much for listening in tonight. Lakeisha McKnight once again is here. And so I just want to thank each and every one of you once again for being connected to the station. I so appreciate you on behalf of the entire team. We thank you. Now realize that Leadership TKO is a brand that's housed under a limited liability company. That is the International Leadership Education and Development Company based in Chesapeake, Virginia. And so feel free, of course, to visit the main website for the company to learn more, which is www.leadershiptko.com. And so before we even dive into the content tonight, I want to make sure that we allow the public to be aware that we are indeed live at this particular time. Normally we're here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's about 9:18. I just finished wrapping up a class, live class for authors, right? With this brand, we do have several subdivisions, and one of the subdivisions is Leadership TKO for authors. And I was just wrapping up a class to help individuals to build their influence by way of publishing books. And so one of the classes just finished tonight, and it's a series that we're working on. The name of the series is the Influential and Wealthy Authorpreneur 1.0 program, right? And I'm super excited about those women who are participating in that. And we're going to be considering having another series. Just really depends on if there's a demand for it. If it's a demand for it, we will go forward and do it. If there's at least 10 women or good men, of course, who want to grow their influence by way of publishing and making money by way of publishing their books, then yes, by all means, we're going to hold it. But if it's less than 10, we're just going to wait until next year to do that again. But really excited for those ladies that are part of the course. So let me go ahead and share. We do have a special group. There's a special group on Facebook. And I want to go ahead and share in this group. It's called Born to Lead. It's hashtag Born to Lead 2017 group. So I'm just putting in join me on the podcast as I am now live. Boom. Here we go. Just letting people know that we're live here and to really get in good with this podcast on tonight. So again, thank you so much from wherever you are listening in. Appreciate you. There are many of you from around the world. Just to name a few, there are some of you who are from Norway, from Sweden, from France, from Hungary, from United Kingdom, from the Virgin Islands, from Barbados, from the Republic of Korea, from China, from Pakistan, from Canada, from throughout the United States, from South Africa, from Germany, from, oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm probably going to end up missing some. Oh my gosh. But there are so many. Thank you for being connected. Share this podcast with other women and men that you know who want to become great leaders, because the mission of the podcast and the company is to partner with associations, with small businesses, with universities, and faith-based organizations. That includes churches and other ministries to really partner with you all to build winning leaders. Build winning leaders. That's what the mission of the company is intended to do. So, if you are part of an organization, a sorority, whoever, and you want to build leaders amongst your group, we're more than welcome. Myself, as well as a few members that I'm partnered with. I have a few other great ladies I'm partnered with. We'll come in. We'll be more than welcome to come and really help you to put on some training to help grow the people a part of your organization. So thank you so much in advance. Now, when I say people I've partnered with one of the subdivisions, I've partnered up with 5 great women, and that subdivision is Leadership TKO for Women. That subdivision was launched at the end of February. Actually, it might have been a little earlier than that, but internationally, we published it in Asia, where we published a little piece of our book that we're going to be publishing entirely in the month of August of this year. And We have 5 women that collaborated with me on this project. Their names are Shalia McDaniel, Cheryl Harris Sutton, Dr. Remy Douye, Takara Steele, and Maricela Messner. Now, if I've forgotten anyone, I'm sorry. Hey, it's not my heart. Don't count it to my heart. It's my mind. But again, those women partnered with me to get the job done. They're doing an amazing job, and it's an investment. It's an investment made. And you want to reap the benefits for participating in such a project. And one of the great things that's going on right now is these women, they're definitely seen as major leading women as it pertains to leadership. They know their stuff. Most of the women on this team that collaborated with me, they're John Maxwell speakers, trainers, and coaches. And in general, they're women's empowerment experts. Okay, so if you need leadership training, you want to empower the women a part of your organization, then definitely send us a message and we'll be more than happy to connect with you to get there. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are. You can be in another country. Okay, wherever you're from, we'll be more than happy to collaborate. We would encourage you to get connected to this campaign because there's a twofold message a part of this campaign. It's the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign. Oh yeah. Okay. The first part of the mission is to collaborate, right? Collaborate with other women to come together, love on each other, and edify one another to become great leaders. That's one part of the mission. The second part of this campaign mission is really to bring awareness to women's issues, such as human sex trafficking, domestic violence, sexual harassment, that quote unquote glass ceiling, right? Career satisfaction, quote unquote, establishing balance in our lives. Is there really such thing as a balance? But we talk about those things and we talk about some solutions that exist out there, and then also maybe creating some new solutions that may be better for us so that we can have a more enjoyable life. We want to enjoy life here. Even the short time that we're here, we wanted to enjoy it. We want to love on one another because that's one of the greatest commandments out there, right? To love our neighbors as we do ourselves. And our neighbors includes our sisters. So let's love each other. Let's love. Now, if you're spiritually minded, you know that first commandment was loving God with your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Everything that's in you. Love God. And that's one of the foundational truths. A part of me and my foundation is a spiritual foundation. So you probably hear a little bit of spiritual undertone. I love Jesus. I really do. And whatever your beliefs are, that's what it is, and I respect your beliefs. But this is what holds true for me. Okay, it holds true for me. And I am going to shout out some women who are live on the platform. You can feel free to engage with me on the platform. I'm going to shout them out right now. Hey, Rika, I do see you on the platform. Hey, girl. Janine, thank you so much. That's my trooper right there. That's my trooper. Janine Harrod Brown, thank you so very much. I appreciate you being a part of this. Man, she is here like faithfully almost every time. Almost every time she is here. So thank you so much, Janine. Appreciate you. All right. But again, I appreciate each and every one of you who is going to be connected to this campaign. And the quickest way to join, to become an official member, no matter what country you are in, simply visit this website, www.born2lead2017.com. Ooh, we just got a new live listener, Salika Corley. How you doing, girl? Salika. All right. So I just had to shout her out because whenever we get new live listeners, we want to shout them out. We want to give them a, hey, how you doing? And love on them just a bit, right? Love on them just a bit. So thank you, Salika, for joining in. Appreciate you, right? But the quickest way to get connected to this campaign is by going to www.borntolead2017.com. Share it on your timeline on Facebook. Share it on relevant groups. Share it on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, share it on Twitter, right? Let's just tweet away. Just tweet, right? Real quick. Join the campaign, www.borntolead2017.com. All right. So again, I'm super excited. As you might see from the topic at hand, we have various topics that we cover. Every month we try to cover something. So for example, in the month of May, we talked about a lot of like mental health related type of things. In the month of June, we're focusing in on character development amongst women, which is closely tied to developing strong relationships with one another. And one of the things that I noticed that impacts us, we talked about some reasons why relationships are impacted when it comes to women. And one of those issues was trauma, right? Trauma. You know, a lot of people around the world, they experience trauma, and women, I discussed it yesterday. A statistic was that 10% of women experience PTSD compared to 5% of men. Yeah, did you realize that? Man, it really does. It really does. So, you know, and trauma, no matter what it is, it can be a loss of a loved one. It can be domestic violence. Okay. It can be loss of a job, homelessness, right? All of these things are traumatic for women. Okay. Health issue with a child, that can be traumatic. All of these things can be traumatic and can impact your ability to bond with other women. Just imagine something happened with your child and someone laughed and thought it was funny. You didn't think it was funny. So now you have aught, right, against that female because that female laughed and thought it was funny. Thought it was hilarious, right? Or at least, let me step back here. At least you thought they were laughing at you, but maybe they were laughing at something else and you assumed that they were laughing at you. So then now you have some type of issue with that female and you don't even know, you didn't even realize that they weren't even laughing at you. They were laughing at something else. So just that simple, that relationship has been scarred. That can impact the bond with another sister. How about that virtual world? Like you have a dialogue with someone and you're chatting with them and you miscommunicated or you misunderstood because you're, again, texting and chatting. So this is where the problem comes in with chatting online, because you assume that someone is yelling at you or doing something, right? Because you're not physically there. Yeah. You see, social media interaction is not always the best. This is why I recommend coming together. This is why we have events such as the convention that we just had to bring us together and bond, right? I think I drew closer to, like, for example, Janine. Janine is like a faithful trooper. She comes to my nonprofit events. She came to the convention. That means that the relationship is getting better because I'm meeting with her in person, right? Or, for example, I'm going to call out the other young lady, right? Rika, okay? Like, I've already been to her house, so I don't understand how much of a relationship would be formed there because she's invited me to her home. So examples like this is not just a virtual thing. We took it a step further beyond that in being able to develop a relationship. And you see, this is the only way it's going to work is if you connect with other people as you're able in person. Connect in person. So the next time we have an event, that means, of course, hint, hint, you want to try to come out because your physical presence can heal another sister. Just you being there or you being in the presence of other women can help the healing process for you or for that other female. You don't know what's going on in their lives, right? And this is the reason why we need to be involved in each other's world. You know that thing when women say, okay, I'm going to pray for you, sis. More often than not, if I tell you that I'm going to pray for you, 9 times out of 10, I'm praying for you right there and then. I'm not going to wait until later. Nope, we're going to pray right now. Because distractions come. Things happen. And we don't want to just wait and just allow that to be a cliche. I'm going to pray for you. Okay, so if you're able to, bam, just not pray right now. Just get it going, right? So again, I always go back to this phrase, seek first to understand. Let this sink in. Seek first to understand your sister, whether it's someone you're connected with virtually or in person. Try to understand them. Understand that you're not perfect, that your sister is not perfect, although some women have bigger egos than others, and they think that they are. But I kind of allow God to handle that, because someone who is on a high horse will eventually be knocked down. Okay, with pride comes a fall. So you want to make sure you understand that you want to have healthy pride instead of that pride that's like where you're above everyone else. Okay, and it's not even that way. Money is not going to make you any different because you can't take your money to heaven. You can't take that money with you. I'm going to strike a check when I reach the heavenly gates. No, that's not going to work. Okay, you're not going to be able to strike no check, right? That's not even going to matter. So understand, you want to do good while you're here. You want to treat people with kindness and love while you're here. Okay? Insecurity, we're going to deal heavy with that. We're going to deal heavy with that next week, not this week. Maybe even, we might even have to dedicate a month to that. We might even need to dedicate the whole month of July. I'm telling you, because insecurity is big amongst women. I don't want to just continue talking and rambling on, but insecurity can be a big issue. Oh my gosh. It's huge. And when it comes to entrepreneurial sisters, and that competitiveness and trying to get mine, and I don't want you to take mine, and this is, wow, it's super huge. Since when do we own people? Since when do we control people in their buying decisions? I can stay on that for probably forever. It's a monster. Yes, Janine, it's a monster. It's a monster. Okay? I tell people, you don't own anybody. You can't control anybody. I've been married for over 10 years now. I can't control my husband. As much as I may try, hey, God, look, do this. He's not doing this. I need you to fix him. No, that's not going to work either. Right? God's going to look at me and be like, listen, we need to fix you first. Let's deal with you first. Let's deal with your issues first. Let me tell you about yourself. That's what God's going to tell me. And I'm going to say, oh, and I'm going to quickly be humbled. And I'm going to say, all right, Lord. All right, I got you. I got you. Right? I'm not praying that God fix anybody unless, of course, they need some type of physical touch from God. I'm not doing that because I already know I need to work on me. There are certain things I thank God for my husband because only my husband can deal with me because I am strong-willed. I'm very determined. I'm not going to always say I'm right because that's just not it. I'm not God. I'm not always right. But, I try to stay in my lane. Okay. So I just humble my own self. Most times I be quiet. I shut what my old pastor used to say, I shut my mouth, right? So we have to deal with ourselves. We really have to really question ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror and say, is this really it? This is all I got, right? And begin to work on you, okay? And this is the reason why I'm glad I'm going in this direction with this. This is the reason why I'm going to be relaunching my blog to focus on mindset and physical health, right, for leaders. My blog is going to really kind of talk about self-help for leaders, like how to help yourself. How do you really help yourself? What do you really need to do? And of course, I know majority of the women I already gave it away. Majority of the people that's probably going to be following along is women. I already have a feeling. I got it. And it's okay. And sometimes we need that help. We need that bonding. You need that connection. You need to feel like as though you can really connect and bond because you don't have that circle. And we're gonna establish that circle. It's time to build that circle. Okay. But again, we're going to wrap it up because I know I'm rambling. But I want you to get connected. Get connected to this campaign. Simple. Visit www.borntolead2017.com. If you want to know all of the elements connected to this campaign, you definitely want to visit the primary website, which is www.leadershiptko4women.com. Hopefully you got that. Leadership, the letter K, the letter O, for FOR women, WOMEN.com. And I know I got my faithful helpers. They're typing in the website addresses. I appreciate that, sisters. Thank you so much. Right? So get connected. Go and review what the campaign is all about. When you go to the survey, right, that quick little survey, when you go to borntolead2017.com, that survey is real quick, completed in less than 2 minutes on your laptop. Listen, on your laptop, not your cell phone. Your cell phone is going to give you an error. So make sure you do it on a laptop or a desktop. It's going to take you to the Facebook group once you submit it. And when you get in the group, be sure to ask for your marketing image. Okay? There's a profile image that we can have created for you so you can share with those on the social network platforms that you are connected to the campaign. And if you want to upgrade your leadership, you're thinking like, man, I can do better than this. If you want to be that one that represents your state or represents your country, okay, you want to say, hey, I want to apply for being a state ambassador, then you can do that as well. It's not difficult to do. That means that you're just on top of it every week. You're doing something to push the campaign forward, right? That's what being an ambassador is really all about. You do the best that you can. Of course, I want the ambassadors to invite at least 50 women per week inside of the campaign, right? Ideally, that's what we want. If you go to the primary website, you're going to see pretty much the current listing of the ambassadors that we have to date. When you go to leadershiptkoforwomen.com and you go to the navigation bar, it should say state ambassadors or something like that. You click on that link and you're going to learn more about those ambassadors. You're going to at least have their images are going to be there. We're eventually going to link their images to respective websites. So whatever websites they may choose, whether it be their business website, we're going to link it to that and you can learn more about what they do. Okay. So definitely be on board. And if you have women, if you know women in your respective state, right? Say, for example, you live in Indiana in the United States, or you live in China, right? And there are some other women that you know want to partner with you to empower other women connected to this campaign. Let's form a team in your state. That means that you have to let me know what their names are, get them connected to the campaign, and have them to indicate on the questionnaire that they want to be state ambassadors. That way we can follow up with them and say, hey, here's the application link. And if you're listening in and you want to be a state ambassador, just simply, we might even post it within the next 24 hours. In the group. If you want to be state ambassador, here's the link. This is where you need to go. This is what you need to do so that we can get you going. It's really that simple. That's it. Really simple. But again, ladies, I want to say I appreciate you for listening in and being connected to this campaign. We're going to begin to wrap it up. I'm going to be here tomorrow. We have our interview with Melissa Jacobs at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And it's going to be live through the station. And it's going to be a video conference. I'm going to be sure to repost the link for the video conference so all of you will be able to listen in. And I know I promised all of you podcast listeners that I will post that link as well. So I'm going to try my very best to include it inside of the description of this episode tonight. But again, thank you so very much. Until tomorrow night at 9:00 p.m. I definitely want to encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night.